Hey Surveys, and welcome back to K-Popsicles. I'm Paige.
I'm Kate.
And we are back, guys. We just got done checking out our boy Jackson, and wow, that was a ride. That was a lot. Go check that one out. Be up for this one. Now we're heading into our boy Bang Yongguk and his song Off. It's a track video, and I'm pretty sure it's from his latest release, his latest album. So if y'all haven't seen any of our Yongguk videos, I love this man. He was my bias in VIP, and he's such an amazing artist. He started his own company. He's amazing, and I love him. And I'm super excited to see what this one's gonna be. The last one we checked out was Up.
Yes, and I think that was the title track, and this one's a B-side. Yeah,
I believe so. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited to see what kind of vibe this one's gonna give, because Up was low key, but in an elegant way. So I'm very curious what this one's gonna look like. Before we jump in, we'll leave a link to our Patreon down below in the description box if you want to check us out. We do live stages, drum reactions, variety shows, dance practices. You can join our Discord. Basically everything you can do here on YouTube. We also post free videos over there before you guys get blocked on the channel, because we're not going to make you pay for this. Give it free. That's just stupid. Speaking of our Patreon, we're currently watching Run BTS Island, Produce 101 the series season 1, the Isaacs, Strong Woman Doing Soon, Got Someone's Hard Carry, Got Someone's Dream Night, Semantic Error, and I have my own segment called Pint Size. I react to dramas on my own. Currently, I'm watching Do Me Your Service. First episode is available for free for you guys, and if you enjoy my reaction, you can join a $5 tier to get the rest of the episodes. Also, speaking of Patreon, after I finish Do Me Your Service, I'll be starting invitations, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to follow us over on Twitter, hand me on screen. We post every single day over what video is dropping, so you guys can stay up to date what we're doing here on our channel. Alright, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm excited for our boy Yongguk. Yee! Here we go, guys. This is Yongguk Off. Oh, back in the box.
Of his emotions. Consent.
That's it. Consent Entertainment. That's his studio, or his company. Ooh. I really like this. Oh, this kaleidoscope effect. Yes.
We'll definitely have to put a flashing lights.
Definitely a flash warning. Ooh. Definitely a darker song than.
I kind of like how he's calling out people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who specifically he's calling out, but it's amazing.
This song, it goes so much darker and harder, and I love it. I have thoughts on what this could be about. I'm gonna wait though. I'm really liking the simplicity of the video though. It's just him in this box, like, just vibing out. I feel like I'm not talking much in this one because I'm just like...
I'm so mesmerized by the lights, honestly.
It's hypnotizing.
Right.
I have just thoughts on the lyrics and what I think this might be about. So I'm holding off on that. I really like the beat of this too. Yes. Ah, it was so good. Okay. So my thoughts to trying to collect him here. After reading a lot of lyrics, I mean, yes, he was calling people out, but I think not necessarily specific people. I think it was calling the industry out. In particular, and the more I was, because it's like airplane mode, okay, off. The more I was reading, I think it's actually, and then as it progressed too, he was talking about his studio and stuff. I actually want to think that this is like a commentary on like how he creates his music. Like, in all honesty, because I mean, like, if you think about it, like, if you're, I mean, think about us too. Like, I mean, obviously we have our phones here, but if we're filming videos or stuff, we generally try to keep our phones off. We don't like to pay attention to what's going on around us. We want to focus on, you know, what we're doing.
The video.
Yeah. So it's like when you think about it, and like if whenever I'm creating stuff, I'm generally not on my phone. I'm focused on what I'm doing. So that makes sense for him to be like, if he goes into a studio, if he's making music, whatever, he's gonna just like no distractions.
Go in airplane mode.
Yeah, he's like no distractions. I want to focus. Like turn off your phone, turn off everything. Like nothing. And then what else leads me to believe that it's kind of more about the industry and kind of how he's viewing the industry is him saying like, now K-pop wants me, you know, stacking up the money, stacking up the beats or whatever. It makes me, because I'm like, he is a producer for K-pop groups. He does produce a lot of beats. We may not know how many, but we know for sure at least one group he's produced for so far, and that's Just B. And then obviously he used to produce for BAP. He would, you know, write songs and compose songs for the group too. So it makes sense in that regard too, that he's talking about how like before, like now that he's established, and like you have all these other people out who are trying to sell their CDs, who are trying to sell their music. He's already established. He's here. People are like asking him for money all the time. They're like asking him for beats, and he's just racking in that money. And and he goes, and I think that with the whole, you know, turning off the airplane mode to focus on work, that I think that goes well together, because he's like, I don't have any distractions. I focus on what I'm doing. I make the best I can, and that's how I'm making this money. I think that's kind of the overall theme. You can please let me know
if we're wrong.
Yeah, like I could be completely wrong. But that's kind of what I was getting from it, and like I also like that it was very focused on him in the video too. Like it was just him in this box and him just going off. And like you said, the light, yes, it's flashing and everything,
but it was weirdly mesmerizing.
Yeah, it's very like hypnotizing and keeps you kind of focused on like him and everything that's happening. It kind of makes you just like zone in.
And with the whole like industry call out thing, one of the lyrics was like, fix up your raps. Maybe that just means the industry is more willing to debut like mediocre idols just because they're visuals instead of like idols who are really talented at rapping.
True, yeah. Because I mean, fourth gen now has a lot more all-rounders than like previous. So it might have even been like previous groups too that he's like, hey, you know, they could have been like they're the best coming out when they could have worked on this better. But it's interesting too, because yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Because I mean, we have seen that before. We're like, they could have had a little more training. They could have been better. You know, like it's just their debut. They'll get better, like that kind of thing. We've seen and said this ourselves before about certain groups, so it makes sense that
someone in the industry would be calling it out.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there who like didn't make the debut and who are better at, you know, at it, but because they weren't visual enough that they didn't make it, or like they were only good in one area and they weren't ready in another, but like another person who might have been okay in certain areas went first, and you're like, what the hell, man? So it does make sense that somebody would call it out like that. And also too, like you got to think some of these people who get casted just get casted off the street and had no intention of being idols or whatever.
Yeah,
It
they're just like, oh, you're handsome.
yeah,
Like,
and
give me a
then
business
like
card.
well, other people work their whole lives to, do music like that. Like
It might not debut.
yeah. So I can understand from both sides of it. And like I said, you can completely correct us if we're wrong, but I feel like generally that's the vibe I was getting from the lyrics itself was that it's very much like him talking about his career as, a producer, as an artist, um focusing on his work, turning like no distractions, whatever, and because of that, because he doesn't have no distractions, he can focus on his craft and earn that money and make that money to fly around the world and go to Paris, where he can write lyrics on girls' bodies, like that kind of stuff. Like obviously there was like a little bit of flexing in there and a little bit of call out, but I feel like the general like aspect of this song is definitely more on like this is how I am able to do what I'm doing, which I think is really cool. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, the beat is much harder than Up was, but it was still very kind of low key and hypnotizing in a way. So
I think it was the video that made it seem low key and hypnotizing.
Yeah, like the beat itself, like I was like jamming to the beat. I was like, hey, I like this. Like I was like, it's a harder beat. I really enjoy it. So I had a lot of fun with it, and Yongguk did a great job with it. So yay. Um, anything else you want to say?
Nothing I can really think of. It was pretty simple.
Yeah, I hope you guys, like I said, please correct us if we seem, completely off the grid with anything we've said. Please let us know if we're, on it or whatever. We really enjoy Yongguk's music, and I really think he's an amazing artist. So, hey, go support our man. We'll leave a link in the description box before. Words are gone. I don't know how to speak anymore today. I'll leave a link in the description down below for our Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, all of that. You guys can come and check us out. It really helps us so much. Seriously, support means the absolute world to us. Welcome to all of our new supporters. You guys are seriously amazing. We love you, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.